Real life bullshit. Jeff's gonna get a fucking earful. If those fucking plumbers took it, I'm gonna be fucking angry. You getting all this? We are at Rocket Frog Brewing Company. Everything's set up and in place. This is the hot liquor tank. So our boiler, our steam boiler, is in that room right there. So that will create the steam, which is then goes through the jackets of the boiler to heat up the water. This white pipe right here is where the grain gets augered up all the way up to the grist case. There's a slide gate up there, so we let the grain fall into the mash tun while we're pumping in our hot water. Malted barley has certain enzymes called alpha and beta amylase that will break down the starches in the grains. And so they only work within a certain temperature range. So what we'll do is we'll get it between 150 degrees and 160, 162 or so, and depending on the style of beer. So we transfer from the mash tun to the boil kettle. There's 3 jackets on here, 3 steam jackets for boiling. This will be where where the hops go in. So once we get it up to boil, we'll toss our hops in. Once we're finished with the boil, we pump it from the boil kettle to the whirlpool vessel. Now, whirlpool has these 2 tangential ports that go in, and what we're doing is we're pumping it from here and it comes in at a tangent, so it spins, so it creates a whirlpool. Your bittering hops go in here, and let's say we get about 10 or 15 IBUs for an IPA from bittering hops in here. Once we pump it into here, it's still going to be 200 and something degrees, and so we'll add, like for a big IPA, we'll add a ton of hops in here, maybe like 40 pounds. And those will just impart more of the flavor and aroma, less of the bitterness. Some people call it hop bursting when you add a lot of hops in the whirlpool.
When are you going to put the durian in?
What?
The durian fruit.
The durian fruit?
Yeah.
We're doing an interview here.
I know.
Once we let everything settle, it'll go this way, and this goes through this heat exchanger. Essentially, this is just pretty much like a radiator. So there's a bunch of plates in here, and so on one side of the plate, you'll have the hot wort coming from the kettle, and the other side, in the opposite direction, you have either cold water, cold filtered water, or glycol. We can use both on this. After the heat exchanger, we've chilled our wort down to, should be around 66, 68 for ales, or 50 degrees for a lager coming out of here. We'll hook up a 15-foot hose or so, and it'll go straight into the bottom here. There's a port up at the top where we can add yeast. And this is our smaller fermenter, so this is a single turn of the brew house, 15 barrels. These are 30-barrel fermenters, so we have 4 of those. And those, eventually we'll do double brew days, but probably these first 5 or 6 beers are just gonna be single batches in all these fermenters, because you kind of don't know what to expect sometimes in the different styles of beer we're gonna try to make, and don't want to get it wrong. 30 barrels of beer, it's a lot to dump down the drain. 15 is not as much. Once fermentation is finished, we can drop the temperature and let the yeast settle, get it down to about 33 degrees or so, 34 degrees. Then they'll be transferred into a clean and sanitized bright tank. So we have a carbonation stone right here. Sticks, it's a big one, about that long. The carbonation stone part's that long, but it sticks almost halfway into the bright tank. So this is our brewhouse control panel. We're having an issue with fuses for the whirlpool pump are blowing. So yeah, trying to get this resolved, and then the boiler as well, trying to figure out why it's not turning on. I'm hoping to brew on Wednesday, but if we don't get this fixed, then yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's very frustrating because everything's in place and everything's ready to go, and we really need to get brewing and get things underway, because we've kind of been delayed here and there with other issues that haven't been our fault. And but it is what it is. So you just kind of go with it. You can't really be upset all the time about these things. If you are, you pull your hair out every day. So.
You got some left. Although
Yeah, I got some.
It's probably a little bit grayer.
It's getting more and more gray every day, I think.
Next time.
My thirst is about to be quenched with beer. Or probably wort by now, but beer in a few weeks.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and check us out next week.